Hello, everybody. I am Jamie from Concert Addicts, and I'm coming to you this week with a new interview. This week, we were lucky enough to steal some time from famed comedian and actress and activist Margaret Cho. I've been a huge fan of hers for 30 years, and it was an absolute pleasure to be able to steal a few moments and have a conversation with her. She will be here February 16th at the Vogue Theatre as part of the Just For Laughs Vancouver Comedy Festival. That festival runs from the 13th to the 23rd of February, and I highly recommend you go and check out their website at jflvancouver.com. See who else is coming to town. But without further ado, here's my conversation with Margaret Cho. Thank you for watching. So let's kick things off. You're coming to our fair city to the Just for Laughs Vancouver Festival. You're going to perform at the Vogue Theatre. I believe that's on February 13th. And you've been here a ton over the years. I've seen you many, many times.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
yeah, do you have any fond memories of Vancouver?
I was just there. I was just there working on a show called Percy Jackson,
Oh,
which
cool.
is really cool. They filmed there. And so I was there for many days in lots of prosthetics. So
Oh.
I had a very straight, like, it's so weird to be like underneath all of this, like, pros prosthetic, but I had a great time. I mean, I want to move there. I mean, I think I might move. I might be a um coming to Vancouver for Sanctuary for as I just it's kind of impossible in America right now. So
Yeah.
when I come in February, I just might stay.
Oh,
We'll
you
see.
should. Yeah, yeah.
So
We'll gladly take you.
yes, I need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, we have great food here.
The best, the
Oh,
best.
it's the best. So you we used to have up here a channel, well, a show, the Just for Laughs show, used to be back on the 90s, where they aired episodes or stand-up skits from all the Just for Laughs that happened at in Montreal, the original iteration of it.
Hmm.
And I remember watching you, I think it would have been like 1993-ish. I was just a
Hmm.
young 12-year-old pup, and
Hmm.
I remember seeing you on there. And back then, was it a big deal to get invited out or to be on the Just for Laughs, like in your career, in your trajectory of things, or?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very big deal. It was like a real honor and like, because that was the place where also all of the industry, even though we all like lived in LA,
Yeah.
everybody would actually go, nobody would come to see you in LA. They would see you in Montreal. So you had the whole industry going there just to watch you, even though you were right there. So it was a way for the industry as we knew it then
Yeah.
to actually see you as like or be introduced as like talent. So like when I did that show in the early 90s, I got a TV deal from that.
That's crazy.
Like they came back to LA and I had all at the only time we only had three networks
Oh,
for television and they
yeah.
were all bidding on the chance to do my television show, which is really incredible. So that was a hugely important event for me.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, it's like a stand-up comedy conference kind of,
absolutely.
people,
Absolutely.
and the wares for sale are your jokes and your abilities.
Yeah. And nothing like that really exists anymore. Like there's
No.
no sort of like showcase in the same way. The
No.
industry sort of gets like kind of aware of people in a little bit of a different way.
Yeah.
And earlier too. But yeah, back then that was the thing.
Nice. Yeah, it was a very cool thing to have as a young kid here because I could just watch stand-up comedy all the time.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's gone now.
Hmm.
But it's obviously the Just for Laughs still exists.
Yeah.
It was very cool. I've heard you say comedians get better as they get older,
Yes.
because their observations sharpen. What's one observation about life today that you could only have made at this point in your career?
I think it's really just like gratitude to have made it through. Like the incredible, like the odds of me still doing comedy, to still being able to be successful, to still being able to tour, to still be able to like get come at it with this enthusiasm. Like there's so many things that work against you. So I just didn't have any other goals except to be a comedian and a musician and an actor. But like, my artistic life was more valuable to me than anything else. So that like is the one thing that I still have, that I think that the feeling of gravity and gratitude around it, that's probably the thing that I appreciate the most. And it only happens in that age that I'm in.
That's all. Yeah, I see that. I'm getting older, and the gratitude just towards things in life, I can parallel that. It's pretty amazing thing, but
Yeah, it's a
uh,
good feeling.
yeah, to have that reflection and see what's like the actual important things, kind of.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. You've been a huge vocal advocate for LGBTQ plus rights and anti-racism and mental health. Thank you, by the way, for that as somebody who mental health stuff. How do you balance being a comedian who makes people laugh, but also a public figure who fights for important causes?
Well, you have to have a sense of humor about it. Like, like again, like we don't want to just be preaching. Like, I think there's got to be a point where you have to make it funny. Like, you have to remember that you're an entertainer. Like that, and that requires a lot of humility. Like when you can kind of get very sort of preachy about what you think is right, what's more important is what's funny, I think. So I like to try to remain open-minded too about what I will respond with or what I'll do. But yeah, like I always want to be funny first.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's yeah, it's got to be a hard line to walk, but it's like you said, I think there's humor in everything.
Hmm.
And talking about those things with humor, it's the gateway to be able to talk about it outside of humor, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. That's kind of how I live my life. It's everything's got a funny side.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You've recently appeared in a couple shows, the Flight Attendant and Hacks,
Yes.
two shows that are masterfully balanced of humor and drama. How do you decide now what roles resonate with you, especially when juggling comedy with more like serious moments?
I take everything. Like I take everything. Like I'm like I never turn anything down. Like I don't think it's possible. Like I have to do everything I can. The only way that I would turn anything down is if it's just like absolutely impossible to get to, or
Okay.
if I like morally disagree. Like I'm not going to perform at Trump's inauguration. Like
Oh
like
yeah,
I
yeah,
would like that. There's
yeah,
if
yeah,
not, I'm never going to do anything like MAGA. Like
yeah,
that I know for a fact. But
yeah,
other than that, like as long as it doesn't like really offend me,
yeah, yeah,
I will
yeah.
do it. I'll do anything.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah. It's just there's the moral line is very thin, but there's a moral
Yeah,
line there.
there is, but
Yeah,
there's very little that I won't do.
yeah, yeah. That's great. Um, Vogue named you one of the 15 funniest female comedians of all time, alongside Joan Rivers and Wanda Sykes. How does it feel to be in that kind of company, and how do you hope your comedy continues to influence future generations?
Oh, it's such an honor. And though, there's Joan was like my mom and Wanda's my sister. I
Yeah,
love them so much and I miss Joan so much, for me it's huge. What a great thing. And I just want to live up to that. Like I just want to be better and better all the time and I always want to work on it. And I try to do comedy every day. Like it's a big part of my like everyday life and I don't get out of bed unless I write a joke. Every single day. I have to like write a joke before I get out of bed. It's the very first thing that I do in the morning as I wake up.
yeah.
It's like I got to prime the pump and get it going. So it's like for me, it's a spiritual practice almost,
Okay.
and it's the one constant in my life.
That's very cool. The getting out of bed, like not getting out of bed until you write a joke. That's almost like it's like your meditation or you're like your
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
it's your past to go enjoy your day kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like like you want to wake up with a riddle. Like how do
Yeah,
I solve this? And then, and then I spend the whole day kind of solving it. But yeah, it's the first thing I do.
that's very cool. Um, you've done everything from stand-up, acting to music, designing fashion. If you could try something else completely different at this point in your life, like chef or professional surfer, or what's something you might dive into? Uh,
I like cooking. Like I actually am a pretty good cook. I cook Thai food, I cook Korean
oh,
food. I'm
oh,
pretty good. Like I could do well like as if I had the time and to really like focus and actually get good ingredients, like I think
yeah,
I could be a good chef. Like I think I could do it. So, I love eating. I'm a
yeah,
big eater. So, for me it's like just a passion because I get excited because I get to eat it at the end.
yes. Is there a specific dish that you love to make that you feel is like your
I
top dish?
Well, I'm just very good at bibimbap, which is like
Oh
otoso
yeah,
bibimbap, which
yeah.
is like the hot stone bowl. And I
Oh,
have hot stone bowls, but I'm like a little bit shy about making them really hot like they do at the restaurant.
oh
I
yeah.
feel like I'm like so scared to do it, like it's gonna crack my tables or something. But I'm very, yeah, I make a very, very, very good bibimbap.
Oh, now you're making me hungry.
So good.
Yeah, yeah. We've got a lot of great food out here, and all the Korean food is very good.
So good.
Yeah. You've been on countless stages in front of many different audiences. Is there one or many bizarre circumstances or unexpected things that have happened to you while you've been on stage that you can remember?
I did a show in Umeå, Sweden on my birthday, and um the audience, this huge audience, did not laugh once. Nobody did. At the whole time for the whole show. It was so weird.
Mm.
And then at the end of the show, they gave me a standing ovation and then sang the Swedish national anthem and then presented me with a wooden knife.
Oh shit.
And it was the most Nordic weird. It was so weird. It was like there was like northern lights outside. I could hear it. It was like I I I I felt like Bjork. It was so that's Iceland, but I
Yeah.
it was so Nordic,
Yeah.
Scandinavian. It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest show, and then the fact that it was my birthday just made
That's
it ultra weird.
that
But yeah, very strange.
that's very I've heard that about like Nordic or like Scandinavian audiences. They can be very like are reserved when they're performing, even for concerts.
Hmm.
So that's very interesting. But do you still
So
have the
weird.
knife? Have you kept it? Is it somewhere in a drawer?
I have the knife. I
Yeah,
don't know. I think it's like usable. It's like sharp, but it's wooden, so it's weird.
it's like ceremonial.
Yeah, I think it's like a Sarah. Like how I get like they got that Iceman out of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
mummy.
They
I
stole
think
it
that's how
from.
they picked it out. They picked that Iceman out of the block of ice for
Yeah.
it.
Like
So weird.
there's no ties to that. Like in 10 years you have to go back and like
Maybe I
you're
have to
the
go back and put,
you're the queen or something like that.
I'm the queen. It's like midsummer but midwinter.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
That's a pretty weird situation.
super weird.
Yeah, so I just have one last question for you. It's about your tattoos. I remember seeing a photo of I think it's a Medusa tattoo on your tummy,
Yes, yes.
and it's very beautiful.
Thank you.
I love snakes. I have a snake on my arm.
Nice.
Thank you. Do you find that powerful imagery like that helps you to feel more powerful in your daily life
Oh,
when it's
totally.
on your body?
Totally. I
Yeah.
love it. I love being tattooed. I think tattooing is such a special thing. I love tattooed people. I think it's just an incredible art form and it's an incredible thing to share. Like I love tattooers. Like I love when somebody's covered in my blood. Like it's
Yeah.
just something about that. It's just so loving and I don't know, very sincere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got tattooed. I took a break and then I got another tattoo like last year and it was really exciting to actually revisit it again. And so, for me, there's so many new people doing it like that. Like I got a big piece from a guy from Korea named Uzi,
Oh.
he does the like Chinese vase kind
Oh,
of
okay. Like
like
that blue and white.
yeah, it's blue
Yeah.
and white.
Yeah.
Like a big Chinese vase sort
Oh,
of
nice.
design on my leg, and it's blue and white, and it like makes the skin just look like porcelain. So it's
Jesus.
really cool. But these, the new techniques that people from Korea especially are using are so incredible.
That's
So
awesome.
Korean tattooers are really amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just got a tattoo on Wednesday. It's also on my calf. But yeah, I think tattoos are amazing. It's a very um non-sexual intimacy. Like
Yeah, totally.
yeah, like there's an intimate thing with your
Totally.
tattooist, and yeah,
Yeah.
I think tattoos, like you said, they're a wonderful way to pass the time. It feels great. It's transcendent a little bit.
It is. It's beautiful. Like there was somebody who just got a that tattoo under anesthesia and died.
Oh,
And I'm
Jesus.
like,
Yeah.
why would you get general anesthesia? Like
Yeah.
what a waste.
It's
Like you
part of
have
the
to feel
process.
it.
Yeah.
You have to feel it. You have to feel it's the bloodletting. It's
Yeah.
the ritual of like the pain and then kind of acceptance of the pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Working
know?
through it. It's like life.
Absolutely.
It's
Totally.
yeah, yeah, I don't understand I understand why people do it because it's like an
Yeah.
aesthetic. They just want to look a certain way, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's somebody with ADHD, I think the only time that I feel my brain is actually turned off is getting a tattoo. Like I'm
Mhm.
as present as I can be.
So
But
good.
yeah, it's an amazing experience. But yeah, I really like your tattoo. I like all the snakes. It's very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And that's all the questions I have for you today.
Okay.
I really appreciate your time, and
Thank you.
I will see you on the 13th because I will be there laughing my butt off in the seats at the Folk Theater.
Fantastic. See you then.
All right, have a good day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
I want to thank Margaret for her time. It was a lovely conversation, and I enjoyed it very much. If you want to follow her, go head over to her website at margaretcho.com. I highly recommend it. She's hilarious and she's awesome. Yeah, she will be here February 16th at the Vogue. Correction to what I said in the video. I think I said Rio on the 13th. Rio Theater the 13th. That is not correct. It is definitely February 16th at the Vogue Theater in Vancouver. Again, she'll be here as part of the Just For Laughs Comedy Festival, which runs from February 13th to 23rd. You can find more information from them at jflvancouver.com. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed our conversation and have a great day.